It's Thursday, January 3rd, 2023. A lot to talk about today. Before we do, please make sure to like this video. Make sure you share all my videos all over your social media. Send them to all your friends, all your associates, and support the channel by subscribing and hitting that bell notification down below. But without further ado, I want to get right into what's going on. Thank God for Meta. Meta saves the day today. NASDAQ closes up nearly 400 points, all because of Meta. But this will be interesting because after the bell closed, Apple earnings came out and Apple sales dropped 5%. Earnings, $1.88 versus $1.94 that was expected. Revenue was $117 billion versus $121 billion expected. So we'll see what kind of effect this has tomorrow on Wall Street, like the Meta effect had on NASDAQ today. So are we going to see the same thing? Now, will we see the NASDAQ go down 400 tomorrow because of Apple? Probably not. But again, Meta saves the day. Now, I want to shift gears here quickly for a second. This was a really interesting article on the Daily Mail. LAX power failure halts TSA screenings, outage being investigated. The entire airport of LAX yesterday, and I wasn't even aware of this yesterday, didn't hear anything about it, read this morning. Outage yesterday around 3 p.m. They got the power back on around 3:30. Comment down below, is this another coincidence? Is it another accident? Is it another glitch? Or is this stuff being purposely done? Also, yesterday when I was driving down Interstate 10, there was a huge train a mile long with tons of military equipment, just railroad car, one after another, probably well over 100. It's huge. Nothing but military equipment. But going back to this article, do you believe this is just a glitch? They're investigating it, but shutting down one of the biggest airports in the world, LAX, amazing. I'm beginning to think that these are not glitches, that this is being purposely done. Here's another article that I think is very, very important to talk about. Over 400,000 without power in Texas due to ice storm. Tens of thousands of people also in Arkansas, Tennessee, and Mississippi also without power. This ice storm, they got a rain, it froze, the trees take on all this weight because of the ice, they crack, they break, and they go right over power lines, and you don't have power. And we talk daily about the importance of preparing for man-made and natural disasters. So think about being freezing cold, not having any power, not having any food, or having food, no way to cook it. This is why it's imperative that you have extra firewood, charcoal, propane, matches, things like of that nature, especially if you live in a cold climate. But you know, think about how many of these 400,000 people were actually prepared for this. Did they even have a bottle of water? Most people, probably over 90% of these people, were not prepared for this. I believe that they're hoping to have most of this power back on at some point today, but you don't know. What if you have to go 3, 4, 5 days, a week without power? No way to heat yourself. So extra blankets, right? Extra propane to heat up a portable heater. We got to be thinking right now, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to continue to see more man-made and natural disasters taking place, and you need to be prepared for the environment that you are in. So my heart goes out to these people. Let's keep these people in our prayers, that their power gets turned back on, and that the damage will be minimal, that nobody loses their life here. Jerome Powell, we will see, is his quote, is enough for the markets. He said that quite a bit yesterday. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell peppered his answers by intersplicing the phrase, let's see, and that's all the markets needed to hear yesterday. This on the hedge today. Isn't that interesting? The markets are an absolute joke. They are looking, I mean, this is all controlled now and run by algorithms. And they are being triggered by any type of hope out there, like little phrases, let's wait and see, or let's see. So I guess we're just going to wait and see what happens. And while most people are waiting to see what happens, I'm going to continue daily to be preparing. I'm trying to order another ounce of gold today through SD Bullion. I've been calling all morning. I can't even get through. So I don't know if there's a problem with their phone lines or if they're just that busy. But you can check out my link down below if you need some gold or silver. Try them out. Maybe you can get through SD Bullion. I'm going to try after this video again to try and get through to buy some gold today, as we saw a little bit of a pullback. Look, I'm not going to let's see what happens. I'm not going to wait for that, because I can already see what is happening right now to the U.S. economy, and it is a matter of time before we all watch the stock market collapse. Here's what the Federal Reserve's 25 basis point interest rate hike means for your money. This on CNBC today. Well, everything from mortgages and credit cards to student and car loans will be affected. They're going to go up because of the latest rate hike. Financing costs will be higher for many forms of consumer borrowing. So if you're financing anything, expect it to go up. If you're servicing debt, expect it to go up. Credit card rates right now, ladies and gentlemen, the average interest on a credit card is now around 20%. And because of what happened yesterday with the Fed funds rate going up another 25 basis points, those credit card interest rates are going to continue to climb. Interesting in this article, 5-year car loan right now, 6.18%. That's about to go up. Last year, that same loan was 3.96%. I do not know how people are doing it. We drove by about a dozen car lots out in the Rancho Cucamonga area a few days ago, and there was nobody on them, and they are loaded with used cars. Mortgage rates dropped to 5% range for the first time since September. 5.99% right now is the average rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage. So I guess this means now that we're in the fives, that the economy is booming, that Meta has saved the day, that we're going to witness a surge in mortgage applications and people buying homes. I guess we're going to now see record home sales take place very, very soon, because mortgage rates are now at 5.99% while everybody's losing their jobs. And really quick, I just checked the jobless claims for last week. They're actually going down. 183,000 people filed first-time jobless claims last week. This is not the effect or the results that the Fed is looking for. Jobless claims are going down, yet you and I are watching daily as thousands upon thousands of people are losing their jobs, and jobless claims are going down. So quite a contradiction there. I don't know how much of this data I'm believing any longer, but if the Fed is hoping that they're going to see some results here, I don't believe they want to see jobless claims going down to lows of last April, 183,000. So to me, this just is going to justify them to continue raising rates 25 basis points or whatever it's going to be. They're going to hold rates longer once they ease up. But I think we're going to have a few more rate hikes ahead. Parents pay at least one monthly bill for 40% of millennials. This on the Hill today, 24% said that their mom and dad pay their rent. 24%. Think about that number. 24% of millennials say that their mom and dad pays their rent. 17% say that their parents cover their mortgage. What could possibly go wrong? Here's another one today from the Wall Street Journal. Short on cash, more Americans tap 401k savings for emergencies. And here's the bad news. The average American is going to have more emergencies to deal with. A record 2.8% of the 5 million people in 401k plans run by Vanguard Group tapped their retirement savings in 2022 to cope with hardships such as medical bills, eviction, and foreclosure, the company said. This is up from 2.1% in 2021. Now remember, I believe when you do this, you have to pay income tax and a 10% penalty if you're younger than 59 years old. So people are paying a huge price here, and they're going to continue to pay a price here. And we're going to pay a price right here for orange juice. This on the hedge today. Orange juice futures hit new high record amid supply squeeze. Orange juice futures hit a new high of $2.29 a pound. The USDA predicts Florida's citrus production will reach 44.5 million boxes this year, resulting in the state's smallest orange harvest since 1945. That's absolutely incredible. It's shocking. And this is being blamed on the hurricane damage. So we have eggs at $8, $9, $10 a dozen, milk at $7 a gallon, coffee creamers at $9, and orange juice at $8 a bottle. Who in the world is going to be able to even afford to have breakfast here shortly? Here's another one from the hedge today. Hamburger prices might continue to rise as U.S. cattle herd shrinks. We talked about this months ago, but if you think orange juice is expensive, well, we know beef is already just shockingly expensive, but it's going to get even more expensive. A decline in cattle herds and production costs will translate into higher beef prices at the grocery store. We talked about last year, because of the cost to feed cattle, many of the ranchers were turning their cattle into the processors because they couldn't afford to feed them. They couldn't afford to house them and take care of them. So they turned them in to the processors. And so we had more of an abundance of beef, but now that's going to run out because now the ranchers are not going to be able to breed as many animals to produce that beef for 2023, 2024, and 2025. So this is now going to have an effect. And a lot of these farmers and ranchers said, look, don't worry about 2022. The effects are coming in 2023 and 2024. This is going to be a delayed process because of how farming and the crops work and ranching and beef. It's all a delayed process because we had stuff stored for 2022 as far as crops and beef. Now, this depletion that we're seeing in vegetables and beef is going to start hitting us probably late 2023 and into 2024. And what does that mean? It means you're going to be spending a heck of a lot more at the grocery store. Core U.S. factory orders tumble in December as ISM manufacturing plunges. Year-over-year growth, 3.99%, weakest since February 2022. So the news is not good, but thank God we had Meta save the day today. Isn't that the great news? Meta now has saved the day. But we're going to see now what happens as Apple has come out with sales down 5%. We'll see what that does to the market tomorrow. Probably nothing because this is just so manipulated. But I think a lot is happening behind the scenes. But I'm really concerned when I hear more about these power outages, happening at airports, large companies, the banking industry. This could have a huge effect on all of this if it happens in our area, if it happens in your area. So if I can say one thing today, do not get complacent. Right now, people are feeling better that the markets are going up while thousands of people every day are losing their jobs, while prices at the store are not going down. Food prices continue to go up. Look out for gas prices this summer. It's going to affect everybody. Don't get complacent. The stock market is completely a rigged game, and it's gonna have its day too. It's going to collapse. But I would be, right now, I would be looking at what's going to be happening in the housing market. I would be protecting my cash. Ray Dalio just came out, said cash is not trash. I think there's very few places you can be right now. I'm certainly not in the stock market, not going to play this manipulated, rigged market. To me, it's cash, it's gold, and it's land. Those to me are the three safest places to be. Those are going to be the three places to me that are going to be the most sought after assets in the next coming couple years. And I think those are three places that you can protect yourself. Cash, probably the weakest of the three, but right now you need it. And I think cash, I think the US dollar will be probably the last currency to go down, as all these sick puppies in the litter are going to go down. But I think right now, for the sales that are going to be coming, you're going to need some cash to take advantage of the sales. Not the dips in the stock market, but when the market crashes, there's going to be incredible sales there. When the housing market crashes, going to be incredible sales there. If you have gold, remember, gold is one of the most liquid assets on planet Earth. I can go, there's people that say, well, you can't buy food with gold, or you can't eat gold. They are completely incorrect, because gold being probably the most liquid asset on planet Earth, I could take an ounce of gold, I can go sell it at a gold dealer, a coin shop, a pawn shop, one of these gold and silver places. They're going to pay you cash money anywhere in the world. You can sell gold for any currency in the world. Go to a grocery store and buy food. Now, if you're in Venezuela, they don't even want paper fiat monopoly money. They're actually shaving ounces of gold into grams so they can go to the grocery store and buy food, so they can even get a haircut. They're shaving grams of gold from an ounce of gold, shaving the gold to go buy something, because nobody wants fiat currency. So anybody out there that says you cannot feed yourself, you cannot eat gold, they have no idea what they're talking about. They don't know history. They don't know how liquid gold is. And gold is real money. Gold is the real money. The dollar is just a currency. Just like the ruble, just like the pound, just like the yuan. These are just currencies. But gold is the actual money. So again, people out there saying that you can't eat gold or you can't go to the store with gold. Yeah, I can't go to the store with gold, but if things got bad enough, I believe I probably could. A farmer, and if you're a farmer, tell me right now, if things got bad enough and the stores were closed, would you take gold for beef? Would you take gold for corn and potatoes? Would you take gold for food? If you're a farmer, let me know, comment down below. I believe you would. The other option would be, if the farmer doesn't want to take your gold, you would take that ounce of gold or ounces of gold, and you would have it converted into the currency of your choice, whatever country you're in. Take that currency, go to the farmer, pay him cash, take that currency, go to the grocery store, pay cash. Again, we're talking about a very, very liquid asset here. So you can eat gold, you can feed yourself, and yes, there will be farmers out there that are going to take gold way before they take the US dollar. So I'm going to leave it there today. Please comment down below anything you want to comment about, but just a little food for thought out there about gold, and just an absolutely shocking day again on Wall Street. How much of this do you believe? How much of this do you not believe? What's going to happen tomorrow? Nobody knows, because it's all manipulated. They're trying to convince you and I that everything's okay. When I'm watching these business channels today, it's shocking how giddy they are, because the NASDAQ was up almost 400 points today, and how everything is back to normal, how everything's going to be okay, how you should be out there spending money, how the job market's doing so incredibly well, even though most of the jobs are in leisure and hospitality, and most of those jobs are part-time. But we're to believe that everything is okay, and that our standard of living is not changing right before our very eyes, while millions of people are struggling. Thousands of people every day are losing their jobs. So be cautious, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get complacent. I would be very, very cautious about these dips. I will buy into these markets. I'm not buying into the dips. I will buy into the crash, and that crash is coming. And we will see a real estate crash. We will see a stock market crash. We will see a bond crash. Everything's going to crash, ladies and gentlemen. And that's not to be pessimistic. I think there's going to be great opportunity. I know a lot of people are going to get hurt, but there's a lot of people preparing for that. And I think you should be preparing for it so that you prosper, and that you take advantage of the discounts and the sales, and set yourself up for life here, and set your family up for life with what's about to happen. This is going to be the biggest wealth transfer the world has seen. It's already begun. The suckers are buying in right now, and they're paying way too much. Whether they're buying a house, whether they're buying land, whether they're buying stocks, bonds, they're overpaying. Wait till the crash. That's when the real money is going to jump in.